Here with the Digital Digest, and today I'm unboxing the Microsoft Surface Pro 11 again. The reason being, I have yet to test the most affordable version, which retails for $999 US. I'll include a link in the description. Key differences here, and I picked this up at Best Buy, by the way, is that the $1,000 model does not have the Snapdragon X Elite Qualcomm flagship chip, but rather the X Plus, a 10-core version of that. I believe that has lower clock speeds, but I'm anticipating excellent performance regardless, especially considering what you can actually do with one of these. And then, of course, we do not have the OLED display. But beyond that, this is, in my opinion, basically the exact same product that I've been covering, but at a far more affordable price point. And remember, even though this only has a 256 gig hard drive, which I have to say is kind of grotesque, you can easily upgrade it. So it has that going for it. Believe it or not, 256 gigs of internal storage is the same amount of storage that Microsoft first launched the Surface Pro with over a decade ago, which is, well, bonkers. Of course, I went with the platinum color. It looks like we got some scuffs, but I assume that's just some dirt from the factory. Incredibly well-made product for those of you unaware. And before I start taking the tour around the hardware, let's just get that charger. Again, for those of you unfamiliar, Microsoft's proprietary magnetic charging cable. This is not one of the highest powered machines out there, of course, because it's a tablet that happens to also be a computer, full-blown laptop, if you pick up the type cover. And I have done exactly that. I've been waiting a long time for Microsoft to deliver the Flex with pen, and, well, it never arrived. So I just decided I'm going to pick this up as well. So I will be testing some pen input finally. So for those of you that have been waiting to see what pen performance is like, I'm going to finally be able to share that with all of you. So excited about that. The Flex keyboard retails for $450. No question, one of the most expensive solutions out there. But remember, pretty much any solution like this on the market right now from comparable manufacturers like Samsung and Apple, they're going to carry the exact same price premium. So it's not like Microsoft has invented new price points for premium products. So really, this is all about the fact that if this device works as well as I anticipate and we don't really miss the OLED display, then it's just a matter of upgrading the internal hard drive, which is located right here, and we'll be good to go. Now, one of the things you need to remember is part of the reason that this entry-level model should be acceptable is that it has 16 gigs of RAM, just like, well, every other model, unless you step up to the 32 gig model, which of course will set you back $2,100. That I do not recommend doing, but hey, if you need the RAM, you need the RAM, and that is not upgradable. So as you can see, you can just pop that on the type cover. And with this new Flex type cover, as I've mentioned, it is wireless now. And let's see if this powers on, oh, it is. So believe it or not, the first Surface Pro that I shared here on the channel could not boot on its own right out of the box, but for whatever reason, the $1,000 model is ready to go. And it'll be interesting to see how this performs in comparison to the model that I've been covering, which of course has the Snapdragon X Elite. That's a big deal because if we find similar performance, which I imagine that we will, regardless of what synthetic benchmarks have looked like, because of course the 12-core X Elite outperforms the X Plus in benchmarking, but in real-world use, considering this is an ARM device running Windows, and pretty much everything is being emulated. Yes, there are some native apps, but Microsoft's Prism translation layer does such a good job. I have a feeling that this is going to feel just as powerful as the X Elite driven more expensive variants. And remember, you'll be paying at least $300 to $400 or $300 to $500, or rather $400 to $500, look at me stumbling, over the price of this. Because, for example, on Amazon, you can get the X Elite version of this product. And by the way, I can already tell you the IPS display is great from what I can see here. But the X Elite version of the Surface Pro with a 256 gig hard drive, that'll set you back $1,400. Now, that's not available at Best Buy. I didn't see it, I don't think, on Microsoft's site, but Amazon is selling it. So what that means is that $1,400 is the lowest price that you can get the X Elite and the OLED. But on the other hand, I just still can't imagine that a $1,400 machine has a 256 gig hard drive, but this is Microsoft. This unit, on the other hand, again, at $1,000, the only thing you've really sacrificed, in my opinion, is likely going to be the display, because you have the same amount of RAM, same literal internal storage as that $1,400 model. I mean, $1,500 for a half terabyte is not impressive either. You have to step up to $1,700 in order to get the X Elite and a 1 terabyte drive, which will make this machine, in essence, for most of you, done and not needing any sort of upgrade. But again, every other element, the Copilot AI features, best-in-class webcam, what should be best-in-life battery life for this tablet. And I'm hoping that this pen is excellent, but we'll find out. I will be having my wife take a thorough look at this, because she is the artist in the family after all, and she's the one who's going to be able to give the best input as to whether or not this outperforms what she's accustomed to using with the Galaxy Tab S9 Ultra, and that will determine, well, quite a bit. This does charge when connected to the Surface, and don't get me wrong, $1,000 for this, $450 for this package is a bit insane. I mean, the fact that this is nearly half the price, but I'll also be testing generic third-party type covers to really determine whether or not this is actually worth the $450 asking price. I don't mean in comparison to Apple and Samsung, because I think from that perspective, it absolutely is. But I'm speaking from logical perspectives that aren't rooted in just getting the obvious proprietary accessories for the Surface Pro, because I have seen a lot of good third-party options in replacing the type cover that are still wireless and, of course, are a lot less. But this is the first upgrade to the type cover in years, and I have to say, it's easily the best they've ever made. Yet to be determined, though, for the pen. So, again, I will test this out, get back to all of you, but this was just a quick unboxing and first look at the most affordable Surface Pro here in 2024, which in my first unboxing, I actually told all of you to avoid, but I have a feeling this is actually going to be the one to own. Whether you're comfortable with the 256 on board is another story, but you can easily, as I've mentioned, upgrade that, which I will be doing most likely if I end up keeping this, which I have a strong suspicion I likely will, because if you didn't catch my video about how I feel the new Surface Pro 11 signals the death of mobile OS tablets, take a peek, because I really am not sure. I mean, if this works out, I don't know if I see a reason for owning iPads or Samsung or Lenovo tablets going forward, because this really can do it all in the realm of quote-unquote tablet use. And then it also, as it's always been intended to be, is a computer at the end of the day, granted not an x86 one. Any questions or comments, please feel free to post them, hit that like button, and as usual, please feel free to subscribe, and please stay safe. Later.